Yo, we are here with J Cap and Sancheesy. We're the only guys in low end gigolos at this
That's
point.
right, guys. That's it. It's just always been, if I think back, it's only just been Kevin and I doing the Gigolos.
It's just the way it is.
It's just what it is.
I mean,
If we were to come up with an original phrase for our podcast, it's just what it is.
but you know, I had an engineer, a music engineer used to be like, "It is what it is, and never be what it was." And I love that. To this day, I think about that shit every couple weeks.
How true. It is what it is, and it will never be what it was. And not only was that always true, but that is so especially true now.
Right now. Right? So I got a story to read you.
I can't wait. You can read it right now. By the way, this is the Low End Gigolos. I think we announced it before, but yes, this is the show. Josh is not on it. And moving forward,
it's just Kevin Sanchez and J Caps.
Yeah.
Josh might make an appearance if we let him.
He's a guest. He can be our guest.
Definitely a guest.
Yeah.
Definitely a guest. It's going to be weird because I live with him.
It is what it is, and it'll never be what it was.
It is what it is, and never be what it was, bro. Also, do you think he's going to still rock our merch?
I mean, he is associated with us, so it's like positive. He's here now. He's asking to be admitted. Let's get him in on the show.
Okay. Is it
Josh Pallid? I think he's in the house.
He's connected. Look at that. Josh Pallid, our guest on Low End Gigolos.
I'm a guest. It's an honor to be here. I've heard so much about you guys.
Dude.
Awesome. I mean, you probably haven't heard that much about us. Let's be real.
No, I was well, I'm a huge fan of this thing called Grading Animals, and there's a mentally challenged guy who runs it. And
Yes.
I looked him up, and that's you.
And for some reason, I'm associated with the Low End Gigolos. It's so true.
For some odd reason.
Guys, this is our 2-year anniversary show.
Chaim.
And Josh,
Yeah.
just to let you know,
Tea Time Caps?
it's Tea Time Caps.
Caps in the building, son.
Please don't tell me you're not feeling well
No.
again.
Listen, Tea Time Caps is a state of mind.
Right. Well, you do have genetically inferior DNA, so.
One thorn of experience is worth a whole wilderness of warning.
That sounds like some bullshit.
Not to
Really?
me. I think it's very profound.
Nah,
Kevin,
that's bullshit.
Kevin, why do you think it's stupid?
Let's say what we all think it means. What do you think it means?
Yeah, Kevin, what does it mean? Should I
Well,
say it again since you forgot?
Yeah, please.
One thorn of experience is worth a whole wilderness of warning. I'll tell you what it means.
Bullshit, nigga. I'd rather hear the trees talk to me and tell me what it is than to get a little fucking prick of knowledge and try to fucking maneuver through the world with it like a fucking asshole he knows one thing all the time, but he's always trying to prove himself right. And I just made you two believers.
I don't believe any of that.
You don't believe in that?
I'm very shocked that you somehow got a diploma.
Well, I mean, listen, Kevin is a guy who barely can read, so
well, you know,
that's why you would say something like that. But
Josh,
Josh, what do you think it means?
Well, I just wanted to say you would think somebody who was born wrapped in a newspaper
Would have an inkling of appreciation for knowledge?
The words.
I'm not saying I don't appreciate knowledge, not the words that came out of my
what does
mouth.
it mean? It means experiencing and living life, even if you experience pain or trauma or a bad event, is worth 1,000,000 times more than just worrying about not doing anything at all. Living, even if it's a painful experience, is worth 10 times more than worrying about and not doing something.
Yes, I think that's a good interpretation of it. Here's what I got from it. One thorn of experience is worth a whole wilderness of warning. So what I took that to mean is it's like drive 30 miles per hour, Yeah. But when I run over your daughter, you're going to remember it.
Right.
Jesus Christ.
Right. So if you ran over someone's daughter,
they're going to remember about driving speed. They're going to be like, that's an important thorn in my life.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, remember when I ran over that person and they
or
died?
that way, actually, or that way, somebody who fucked their own life up from
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like someone could, if you go to school and they're telling you like don't do drugs and your mom's a crackhead, you're gonna be like,
I know a girl right now though that wish she'd read that quote before she was left at the altar by an NBA star.
Oh yeah, Kevin's itching to talk about this.
I cannot wait to read this to you guys. I think we should start the episode this way if you guys don't mind.
I'm into it.
I was sent the article.
Recording already?
Yeah,
yes, Kevin and I started the episode like 15 minutes before you got here.
A prelogue to this story. I told Kevin, he told me just a hint. He didn't give me the whole thing, that if we weren't, completely, focused on Corona and quarantine, this would be a huge story. Not huge, it would definitely be a big story. But go ahead, Kevin.
Yeah.
So my man's NBA, I want to call him a star. He's one of my favorite NBA players. His name is Steven Jackson. Steven Jackson was also in the Malice in the Palace, one of the main characters, when he went into the stands and punched somebody in the face in the name of "Fuck You, Detroit."
Oh, short white dude?
He punched a short white guy.
You lost me. What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm giving his accolades.
The Malice in the Palace. What's that?
Malice in the Palace was in Detroit.
Kevin,
and it was a basketball game that meant nothing. Huh?
I'm asking John. You don't remember this, John?
You're asking me if I remember something from basketball.
Well, I'm not, you know me. I'm the same like you. I'm not into sports. But this was when there were some assholes in the audience and the players on the team came out and started beating them up.
Listen, it sounds awesome. But I think I'd remember something called the Malice in the Palace. It sounds so cool.
I mean, it's one of the coolest things that ever happened in the NBA.
It was pretty cool.
So, Steven Jackson defending his teammates who were getting thrown sodas at by the fans. He runs into the stands and he starts just fucking taking out rows of fucking fat white dudes in Detroit. It was the best. It was the best.
Awesome.
How was he doing it? Is it because he's like such a more humongous person as a basketballer that he was just able to punch 5 of them in a row? I mean, I love it. I want to see more. I want to see it now.
I'm gonna send you the clip. Obviously, I'm over exaggerating. He really knocked out one guy, but it's hard to find the clip. It's really hard.
You know what I bet? I bet you that the people running the game like protected him. Because how are you gonna not see footage in an arena?
Oh, no. It was out for a long time.
Footage out on the entire thing. You could see the whole thing going down.
Cool.
Yeah, it's one of the best things you could watch. Anyway,
should be fighting in basketball.
He's also an NBA champion. Steven Jackson, also an NBA champion, and known as one of the toughest players in the NBA. And he has plenty of shows. Anyway, Steven Jackson.
Who was the famous guy on his team?
Reggie Miller.
Who was the one that did the choking?
What?
There was a dude who choked.
Ron Artest.
Yes.
That's from the same era?
Same era.
Oh, okay. Man, that was a team full of warriors.
Yeah, I mean, some of the toughest guys were on that fucking team, yo. Real gangsters in the NBA. So he tells a story, I don't know where, and I have it all with me, about the time he left his wife at the altar. And the reason being, she didn't want to sign a prenup. So I'm going to read the story the way I think Steven Jackson would like. Let's wait till the police sirens go by. That's apropos for Steven Jackson.
Yeah, just the mention of his name makes the police swarm.
The sirens on. It does. It does. Well, it's COVID time and crime is down, so.
We plan to get married in Houston. So newsflash for all the 530 of y'all out here. In order for a prenup to get drawn up, both the husband and the wife, the bride and the groom, have to agree on the prenup before it can even get written up. And I take care of a lot of people. I'm never letting one woman control all the hard work I've done in my life. None of these motherfuckers was in the gym with me. So I told myself, whoever I'm married to, they signing a prenup off top. It's not even a second guess. So we get the prenup at least 3 or 4 months before the wedding. This is all true, y'all. I gave it to her When I give it to her, she shouldn't be surprised by it because me and her sat down and agreed upon this prenup. We agreed, listen to me, y'all. We agreed on the prenup. A month passed, 2 months passed before the wedding. I'm like, yo, we need to get that prenup signed. So when we get down there to Houston, we ain't got to worry about it. I tell her that two or three times. Now it's a month before the wedding. I'm like, yo, this is something we agreed upon. I shouldn't have to tell you to sign this prenup. This is what I'm telling her. She's like, I'm going to sign it. I'm going to sign it. I'm going to sign it. During that time, we make arrangements for the wedding. You still got to plan shit, you know? I love her. And I'm going to keep it real with you. I was in love with her. And we was building a family. So I was cool. I ain't going to make a big deal out of it. So she's adamant about this certain pastor for some reason to like officiate the wedding. But this is a pastor. I don't give a fuck, right? I spent $400,000 on the wedding, y'all. Pastor don't mean shit to me. I just want to marry you.
By the way, is this from Steven Jackson's one-man show?
I mean, he wrote this as a story. Great podcast. He was one of the best podcasts.
Continue.
In the game.
Awesome.
Now we got 2 weeks before the wedding. Everything planned and ready to go. I'm like, yo, bro, why I gotta keep asking you about the fucking prenup? It ain't like you don't know what's on it. What's your motives? That's what I told her. What motives you on? I ain't on, and she goes, I ain't on nothing. I just ain't had the time to sign it and plan a wedding. So this is the day of the wedding. Y'all ready for the good part? We wake up that morning. I'm getting dressed. All my groomsmen in the back, before my groomsmen, in the back of mine, all I'm thinking about is this damn prenup. So where we're staying at, it's a big ballroom. We had to get a private elevator to go back to the room, just so we can walk to the wedding. Once we get to that room, that's when I really turned the fuck up. And this is why Stefan Marbury and Mike Bibby are my brothers, like my real brothers. We in the back room, and the preacher come in with his assistant, and my nanny come in with a spooked face. She pulls me to the side. She's like, she still ain't signing. So I'm not getting married then.
I'm sorry, he said the nanny?
Yeah, the nanny.
You said the nanny to go like, yo, get her to sign this?
Yeah. She ain't signed the prenup. What we even here for? That's what Stefan Marbury said.
Whoa.
Yeah, the preacher steps up. Remember the preacher I was telling you about?
Yeah, call back.
He says, hold on. Now I know you love this girl. Don't make any drastic decisions.
Don't ruin this for me.
I think you should just let God handle it.
Hallelujah.
I said, huh? He said, as the pastor, I don't believe in prenups.
Ooh.
Now I know why she was fighting for him. You don't believe in prenups? Damn, what you believe in? I put everything in God's hands, and God is telling me to put the pen in her hand.
Sounds like a real moron to me.
Yeah.
Well, it's not the right religion.
He goes, I put everything in God's hands, and God is telling me to put this pen in her hand and make her sign this goddamn prenup. That's what God's telling me. So God telling you and me two different things? By that time, it had got really rowdy in the bridesmaid's room. Bobby Valentino was standing ready to start singing. I asked Bobby Valentino, he was there. Bobby Valentino would tell you the whole fucking story. Everybody gave me answers.
Is that an R&B singer?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like Ray J singing from Mayweather. So my sister comes out and said, I had to get out of here before I whoop one of these hoes because they're talking crazy. Not in those exact words, but she was upset. This is when she showed her true colors. So wedding is off. Wedding is off. We not doing it. We get it undressed. When we first get back to the room, I break down crying. Honest to God, I was hurt. I wanted to marry her, bro. I break down crying for like 20, 30 minutes. I'm hard crying. I didn't think a woman would take me to this point over a piece of paper. And we got a child together. I was honestly hurt. I was in there hard crying. And this is when I fell in love with Mike Baby's mama. I'm talking like snot and everything as a grown man. I never cry like that. And Mike Baby mom grabbed her bare hand, wiped the snot and everything from my face, picked up my chin and said, "You became a man today."
Who's the baby mama?
That's
that
Mike Bibby's mom. Mike Bibby's mom.
Oh, his
Mike?
mother.
Mike
Oh.
Bibby.
Oh, not his. You said my baby mama.
No, I said
No,
Mike
it sounded
Bibby.
like it.
Mike
You gotta
Bibby's
understand.
mama.
Mike Bibby's mom's.
Mike Bibby's mama. Okay, all right,
Yeah.
that's different.
So
I thought maybe he found the woman he really loved and then had a baby.
Oh, that would have been really cool. But
That would have been cool. That's
Yeah.
how I thought we could rewrite it.
yeah, let's
Yeah,
change that. We'll fix that in editing.
So with all that going on, this ain't even half. At that point, somebody from her side say to me, she want to talk to you. I said, what you want to talk to me for? He said, you was getting ready to marry her. Out of respect, talk to her. Everybody in the room was like, fuck that bitch. I was like, you know what? I'll go talk to her. I get in the room. She's still in her wedding dress. Soon as I get in the room, she hard crying. I'll sign it. I'll sign it. Listen, I was born at night, but not last night. Anytime anybody signs anything when they're crying, under any type of stress, that shit can get thrown the fuck out. I was already told that by my folks. So I was ready on game.
Yo.
So the shit she tried thinking I was going to buckle, so it could get thrown out. Nah, sweetheart, you chose your decision. Claim under the stress, that's what it's called. Soon as we get downstairs, Stephon Marbury was in the DJ booth. And the first song they played, I give y'all a second to guess. It starts like this. She gave me money when I'm in need.
Nice. Friend
in need.
Oh, she a gold
digger.
Wow.
Way over, yeah.
Wow, that's great. I'm actually happy that they called it in through the music. That's an awesome.
You want to know what the ironic thing
hold on.
is?
Hold on.
Thickest part of the whole thing. After we had partied in the hotel, me and my partners was getting ready to go out. Two of her main squeezes that was with her was with us that night. And I'm going to keep it funky. I downed one of them. You feel me? But that's her friends, though. Yeah, I did it. I sure did do it. If I'm
he banged his wife to be his friend that night.
Best friends.
Well, that's how you got to do it.
And all I'm saying is, if I'm spending $300,000 to $400,000, I'm gonna get something back.
So he banged all of her friends that night.
Yeah.
Only one of them.
Well, I'm gonna say yeah, just one of them.
I bet you banged two of them. I bet you had a three-way with two of her closest friends.
So
I feel like he was very honest in that article, and I feel like he would tell us if he banged more than one.
I think he also doesn't want to portray himself as just like an all-out scavatz. So, he's like, I was a gentleman. I had sex with her best friend. Just
yeah.
She's like, I covered it for saying best
I agree.
friend. The S was silent. You know what the interesting thing is? Two things. One, the Gold Digger song that you're talking about, the Kanye West song, which is Jamie Foxx, who I think re-sings the hook. The original song, the guy's a low-end gigolo. He's singing about the woman
getting
giving him money, not a girl taking it, not the gold digger digging on him. The original Ray Charles song, because he was blind, he was smart.
Oh, yeah.
The original song, he's getting money.
I always find it weird because, like, when it first starts that way, I'm like, yo, he's saying the woman's giving him money.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
That's why it's supposed to be like that.
It's supposed to be like that.
And the second thing is, do you know who invented the prenup, Kevin?
I'm going to go as far to say Jews.
That's correct.
Oh, man.
A Jewish marriage to be listen, you can get married as a Jew without a prenup in the courtroom, but a real traditional Jewish marriage, you have to have a ketubah, which is a contract that you create before you get married. And in that contract, it's big. I have my mom's upstairs somewhere. I could show it to you.
Oh shit.
It basically states, like, back in the day, it used to be like, you get, livestock if he dies. We guarantee you that he'll provide for you a home and money and stuff for clothes and for kids. Like, it had the outlines of everything you get and what happens if this person dies. Like, where does the estate go? So that's a Jewish tradition that stems back for thousands of years. So that does come from the courtroom. And the other thing is I'm sorry, John. John's like, I ain't gonna fucking. The other thing,
That's
At the end of the day, this girl that he's talking about is going to end up getting half of his shit anyway.
You think she's gonna sue him?
Absolutely, Your Honor. My client was made to feel completely embarrassed. It was a shocking situation. We had family there.
not to mention checking this blog post dated October 13th, 2013. He clearly states that he banged out one, possibly two of her best friends the night of.
Your Honor, obviously he was not taking this seriously. It was a big waste of my family, my friends' time over here. We moved for injunction 50% of the entire worth of this individual.
All I'm saying is, Steven Jackson, you are a low-end gigolo, and you are, I think I want to deem him the fourth Mike.
Wow. And
What
I just
was Steven Jackson do?
Yeah, and I would also like to say to the woman who was going to marry Steven Jackson, hey, I bet one thorn of experience is worth a whole wilderness of warning, bitch.
Well, she's going to remember that next time.
She's going to remember that.
The next dude who asks her to sign a prenup, she's going to be like, where'd it go?
Because let me tell you something. That prick was a big prick, right?
Yeah.
Because her woods, the trees, her trees were trash. They went through they ain't know about that kind of experience.
Yeah.
They fucked up. Don't sign the prenup. Don't do it. That means when he leave you, you get nothing.
You know why they were saying that? Because they knew how he would react. And they knew that he would leave her. They were trying to sabotage it, and then they fucked him that night, you know?
Oh, wow. So you thought that was a long con. That's
100, Josh. You figured it out.
Well, I think 90% of women are playing the long con on every woman they're friends with.
Oh, you know what? I agree.
I think because I've witnessed it. I've known women throughout my life. I was raised by two women. I've seen women and their friendships, and women, if they have one good friend, they're very lucky, just like any other person. Two, they're very lucky. If they have like 5 good friends, man, they're gonna have a very, very contemptuous life, because it's really just women like staying close to each other, but then like really hating on each other. It's really it's a fun thing.
Yeah. I feel like it's like men deal with each other by what is said, and women deal with each other by what is not said. So it's like they do things, but they symbolically do other things, or like they do things where it's like it has to be interpreted later, where it's like, if I don't like you, I'll just say it, and guys fight and they butt heads and it's very out in the open.
I think that women maintain friendships and relationships because they enjoy the feeling of feeling alive, and for them to feel alive, there has to be some sort of contempt. There has to be some sort of slight that has happened to them. Someone has to have damaged them somehow. There has to be some sort of repercussion from it. They have to be able to live their truth and be able to portray it and persevere. It always has to be some fucking overcoming bullshit. We become friends because we like each other and find each other amusing. I think a man's friendship with his like other friends is a genuine one, and women's it's for selfish reasons.
Well, Kevin, you're our resident expert on women.
Yes.
What do you think?
I think I don't know. I'm back and forth with this, because I used to love just hanging out with women, right, when I was younger. Right. And then I got older, and I was like, man, I haven't laughed in like 2 years.
That's offensive, Kevin.
That is pretty funny.
And I felt like but because women like when I just had friends,
Josh, who are we talking to? Come on, like something similar to that isn't going to come out 3 seconds from now.
Well, I don't know. I have a theory that Kevin and I have had COVID 6 or 7 times already.
Yeah.
And they're saying, I don't know if you heard this, John, they're saying that COVID may be changing the brain chemistry of people that have suffered from it.
Well, listen, we were at large, we're not dealing with the brightest bunch at anyway. Like, our society is fucking stupid as shit. So,
by the way, John, I don't know if you've been working out a lot or eating very little, but your hands are looking very veiny, man. You're looking really damaged.
Both of those things are true. You've been
working out a lot?
I've been working out, and I've been eating as little as possible so that when I go to sleep, my stomach is growling and like in a psychological, like existential funk. And that's how I enjoy. I can't even get to sleep unless I feel that way.
Honestly, that'll make me. I haven't been sleeping well, but now that I know that you're on your way of being less disgustingly obese,
Thank you.
I can sleep a little better at night.
No, I agree.
You know, I mean, you are a disgusting, giant, fat human.
Why do you think I hang out with you? This podcast, in my mind, is 3 fat, disgusting pieces of shit.
Right. That's the new name, by the way.
See, I'm a fat, disgusting piece of shit.
For as long as it lasts.
Would you like to go back to calling it Queen's Mafia?
Ooh, wow. No, we'll leave what's dead buried.
Rest in peace, Adam Morris.
Yeah. No, it's been a weird time. How have you been doing? How have you guys been doing?
Kevin, you go first.
Well, the boy is always horny, but not horny enough to like make brass decisions, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I try to not make brash decisions either.
Yeah, I don't make brash decisions, even though it doesn't tarnish that poorly.
Sure.
Let's keep going. Let's continue.
Anyway.
He has to take 1 whack each sentence.
Yeah. So
Sanchez steps up to the plate.
I've been talking to a couple girls here and there. Hate them all.
Listen, we know. Kevin, we know. The audience knows. Come on.
And then I fall in love within like 40 minutes of talking to 1 or 2 girls.
Just texts. All this happens over text.
Well, I'm falling in love. And like, oh my gosh, she's the best. Yo.
Wow.
And
Kevin
then
attracts a caliber. We've had this discussion already on like 3 episodes, but he attracts this caliber of women that are just fantastic, man. I gotta tell you, they're like sending sexy videos and pictures.
Wow.
They're like doing video Skype sessions and they're pulling out sex toys. I don't know where he shops, but
wow.
Kevin's got he's got
what?
I got the juice right now. I got the juice right now. Hey.
I commend you. I salute you, Kevin. Kevin, I don't know what you're doing, but that sounds great.
Well, he's using photos from when he was enlisted, but you know it's
no, I'm not. No, I'm not. Up to date photos. Also, my 2 people have died from COVID that I know.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's fucked up. You know, one of them, both my brothers were very upset about. 2 of my brothers were upset about this one person dying, and I felt nothing, which was weird because I knew that person. I thought as much as they did.
How old were they?
The person that died, 63, around there.
How are they related to you?
They're not related. They're like they are related because we grew up with them. Like they were just people in the neighborhood we grew up with. You know.
Right.
That was one of my mom's best friends, I should say.
What was her name?
Yeah. And
what was her name?
Yeah.
Kevin.
Huh? It was a guy. It was a guy named Papo.
It was a guy.
Yeah, it was a guy named Papo. He was a veteran.
That was your mom's best friend, Papo?
One of his best friends. One of her best friends, yeah.
Josh.
That was your adopted dad, Kevin.
Josh, are you thinking what I'm thinking? I think you got to it. Yes. Yeah. And everyone's really upset about it?
Do us, Papa.
It's a shame that you didn't get to know your father more. And honestly, and Josh, high five.
Thank you.
And it made me feel good to be on this podcast again for a second.
And last but not least, I was walking with my brother in the neighborhood yesterday, and he goes, "Kevin, I ever told you about the time I almost got stabbed?" And I was like, "No, but I'd like to hear it." And he told me the story, and I was like, "Man, this guy is gonna die soon." As you know, God forbid. But he just said shit. It's like, holy shit, this guy is gonna start something he's not gonna be able to finish.
Well, I think you said 2 people died though.
Well, you know what you could tell. You know what you could tell your brother. Like you could have said right as he was telling you about being stabbed. You could have said to him, "Well, you know, bro, 1 thorn of experience is worth a whole wilderness of warning."
I could have.
What tea brand are you drinking tonight?
I'm drinking traditional medicinals.
Me too.
Really?
Yeah, Jameson ginger ale.
Yeah, that is a traditional medicinal brand. I remember that. Yeah. Well, that's pretty.
What
I mean,
John, what is RVCA?
It's some fucking thrift store shit. Like it's like
It looks like the
Some
old symbol
sports-
for when you would hook up, the TV to the VCR.
Oh yeah.
Oh, because it says VCR, right?
No, like it has like.
Is that why you thought of that?
No, it looks like the red, green, yellow. You know the red, green, yellow
Yeah.
cables.
Yeah, I know it does for sure. It does. I'll give you that. You know what? That's true. It does say VCR and look like the old VCR cables, so I can see why you thought that.
Can I paint myself? Or can Kevin paint himself green and put the shirt on, and we can make him the Hulk?
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. You know what? That is a very Zoom shootable sketch.
That is a very Zoom shootable sketch.
I mean, you have everything there that you need, except the shirt. You have Kevin. You have green paint. You should just paint Kevin with the green screen paint for a day, just because you're bored, and see what fun comedy yields out of it.
What I can do is I can paint Kevin that green.
But you won't even do that, Josh.
And then I'll tape myself in the house and I'll make it like Kevin's not actually here.
Oh. That's actually a good bit. Yo, the whole first half of the sketch is Kevin hulking out around the apartment, going nuts, and you remain motionless.
Yes.
He's fucking up everything that you own, going crazy.
He doesn't exist.
And at the end, and they're like, people will think, oh, that he's hulking out. And then you're like, chroma key your roommates out. Like, no one will ever know.
I gotta say, for the most part, Kevin is he's pretty good. He's a pretty decent roommate. He's not too bad. But I am working on his collage, as you know. Did I tell you about this, John?
No.
Anytime Kevin decides to put garbage in places around my apartment, or like leave his eggs in my sink to back my sink up, I take pictures of it and then I text it to him. And when I have enough, and I already have like a good amount, I'm gonna make a giant collage and I'm gonna post it onto
internet. You should just do it every day. Why pussy out? What do you got to lose? Where's he gonna go live?
I'm giving him.
Start shaming him to his face. That's hilarious.
I'm giving him a break.
Got another video.
Talking about
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
I had an experience. What were you gonna ask me?
I wanted to talk about your current social stuff, but go ahead.
Oh, we will. But today, so I was at the beach today. I was shooting something, and then like
by yourself.
I always be shooting by myself.
Shooting by himself, man. Come on, dog.
Dude. No, I mean, like the quarantine is still going on. Like I haven't been in contact with anybody. But so listen to this. So I'm out in Wildwood State Park, out on the island, and I'm on this beach, empty fucking beach for like miles in all directions.
Nice.
And there's this sort of like cliffs.
Oh, Capture you went to?
What? No. Wildwood. Wildwood. It's way further out. Captree's in near Jones Beach.
Right.
Anyway.
How much farther than Jones is this place?
An hour and a half.
Oh, this is like really out. Okay.
Yeah. There are these cliffs, like on the, these cliffs that like go up to these trails right on the beachhead. So it's like maybe like half a mile of beach, or no, not half a mile, like 1,000 feet of beach, and then like kind of cliffs that go up, and then there's like you can walk on top over there.
Right.
And
how high up are the cliffs?
The cliffs are probably 5 stories.
Okay. So if you
like,
fell off,
you would die. But on top of
you would die, and then you would be raided by animals.
God bless. That is pretty good. Well, it's a shame that they don't have roast battles in the quarantine. So
how was that a roast battle? I was giving you a compliment.
No. But anyway, so up on the cliffs, I hear like a bunch of people, and they look like they're like riding bikes or like doing like bike cross, like some shit up there.
Right.
And I got like fucking scared. I'm like, yo, like a bunch of people could kick this. Not that I have anything on me, like as if they're gonna fucking
slide onto you. You mean?
No. If I'm, I don't know, if I'm accosted, but because the way it sounded like wild motherfuckers up there, like going crazy, like yelling, and I'm like, yo, I don't want trouble with anybody. This is just.
You are such a paranoid little Nebuchadnezzar Jew.
Check this out. Tell me if this is not Jewish or not. Like, because this was next thing that happened, so I'm like, I finished shooting. I'm like, I'm not going to stop shooting. I'm going to shoot what I'm doing, right? And then I'm walking back, and I'm like, all right. I mean, like, what? Let me play out the scenario of what would happen if shit got crazily real.
Okay.
And like, I was actually cornered by some people.
Mm.
So I'm on the beach, and I'm looking on the beach, and I find a fucking dagger of a rock. And I'm walking back, like, across the beach, and then there are these giant boulders in the thing, and I'm like, let me just take the rock and make sure that I could smash it. If I need to smash somebody's skull, let me just make sure I got a good grip that like doesn't like hit my hand wrong and like I'll lose grip or like hurt myself. So I was just like walking back, and I like slammed it on the fucking a few times. I'm like, good, all right, good, I got a good grip on this. Slam, slam, slam. And then like I walk back, and like I'm about to leave the thing, and like I just go on like the last rock. I'm like, got it, okay, cool. And then I like look back the like length of the park, like the park back the way I gotta walk, and I don't see anybody, and I'm just like, nah, fuck it, and I just threw the rock in the water.
And then they went, he threw the rock away, get him.
No, but I was like, all right, I'm not going to beat up all of them, but if I cave one of their brains in,
right,
like crack their skull open, smashing their brain, like maybe, of course, I'll go to jail or something like that. That'll be the end of my life. But like, they're not going to, like, I don't know. You think if one guy died, the rest of them would kick my ass? Like, they'd probably like, it's escalated past that.
Listen, I don't know if this is a Mares and Caps or a future project, but we need to have a show where John comes upon a situation and fantasizes of how he's going to fucking escape this. You know the most interesting thing, John, is that you're a super high IQ, intelligent human being, and the best idea you could come up with is to take big rock and smash into guys' head.
Listen, you know if it really came to pass, I would be running at top speeds the other way down the beach.
You couldn't run. Like, there's other things you could do. You play retarded.
No. He might die instantly.
No, I would not.
No.
Listen, the crazy thing about it for me, I was like, something in me wants to smash somebody's brain in.
Wow. So this was less of a defensive thing. It was more of a fantasy.
I'm like, this might be fun.
Wow.
Are we in the apocalypse or not?
Yeah, son.
Listen, you know what'll be really bad luck? If a dead body is found on Wildwood Park today. And then it's like, and it's like, no, I swear I was just doing a bit. Like, I swear.
Oh, you leave those at Captree, of course.
Yes.
Nice.
Isn't that where they had the serial killer over there?
No, Gilgo Beach.
Gilgo.
I remember it was Gilgo Beach down by 146 Mile. Like, I know I'm actually the killer.
I remember the latitude and longitude precisely.
Yeah.
I honestly, when you started telling the story, I thought you were gonna be like, I heard people doing like tricks and stuff up there, and like I got kind of pissed, and I went to the car and got my Heelys, and I put my Heelys on, and
I was like, oh, you want to see tricks?
You want to see some fucking tricks, bro?
Oh my god, yo! If you had to, you think you would kill yourself in jail?
Me?
Yeah, you.
I have no idea what I would do. I don't even know who I am. But what I'm thinking.
Yes, I think John would kill somebody in jail.
No, kill myself. He said.
Oh no, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Kill himself in jail? No,
I don't know. I don't know if I could kill myself. I'm too vain.
No, John loves himself. He wouldn't kill himself.
Okay.
No. So I mean, that happened today. I mean, it wasn't like. I mean, guys, like I'm probably not going to kill anybody. Like I'm a big pussy. But
right.
Anyway.
Well, you enjoy thinking about it.
I really picked up a rock today and practiced with it.
I believe it. 100%. This is 100% a true story. It made me both happy and sad at the same time.
Yeah. But it's been like, I mean, COVID is weird. Like, I think this is the first week where I was like, oh, well, it doesn't look like unemployment is going to get back to me anytime soon.
I got a call from them finally.
Wow. How long ago did you apply?
At this point now, 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
10 days ago.
Fuck.
They
dude.
called me 2 days ago, and I had initially filled this shit out like 8 days prior before that. It took 2 weeks before he heard from anything.
Oh, who? Kevin heard too?
Yeah, Kevin heard also. Yeah, but I'm not getting anything. I'm still fucking. I gotta wait. They're like, oh, this is wrong, and we have to call you back. So
okay, yeah. I mean, that's what's gonna happen with me also.
No. His is different because he's a private contractor.
Oh, yeah. I have to like fucking, they should have all my information, but like I filed on like the 26th or something, and I haven't heard from them.
Basically,
so I guess
what everyone's gonna have to do is just make. I mean, I thank God every day that like I have enough money. I have money to eat, to pay my rent. Like I'm not fucking on death's end. But there's people who don't have anything, and they're waiting. Like for me, like it'll be nice. I'll get like one big sum at one time, and I'll be able to catch up on shit. But there's people who have fucking nothing.
Totally.
Yeah.
No, so like, I mean, this week was like the first week where, I mean, like I have been, like I still get up between like 8 and 9:30, and like I get up and like I go try to like work on my things that I want to work on, which are like, right? But like, definitely like, not having money coming in, and I was like, fuck, dude, like, all right.
Not scary.
Yeah, so that was like that was stressful. And like I haven't, Carol and I just like talk on Zoom or whatever, or talk on the phone, but like, yeah, like it's so weird, like having stresses, having like relationship type stresses in this thing where it's like you can't go there and be with and like talk something out, or it's like,
I know, I completely get it.
Oh shit, I didn't even think about that with you.
Because like,
you guys are used to not having sex for a long time, but it's you want to see each other at least.
Yeah, and like the way in all relationships, like, and let me tell you what this whole quarantine is teaching me about myself is that I am a cold, heartless monster.
Yeah, and you don't need anything. You love this. I know. I get it.
I am enjoying this. This has been the best time of my life.
Right.
Maybe possibly better than high school or anything in my youth. Like I am like loving this.
Right.
I'd never want it to end.
I know. Fantastic. I'm happy to hear it.
But like, it's been very stressful for Carol. And it's funny how like, in any relationship, like a little thing, if you think about it for too long, becomes a bigger thing. And then it's like, you need to like talk it out or like debrief, but it's like, there's no way of like, for like a hug to diffuse a situation, or like some type of, hey, you're looking at me in the face, like you get that everything's good, like
you don't get the the subtleties of things and the
and so, and I mean that coupled with how I am, which is like
fuck it,
like this is great, like I, apart from not being able to see you, I never want this to end. Like
cold-hearted.
No, so like that has been really fucking weird. And
so do you mind like
single John?
No, he's not single John.
Not single John. No.
But Caps, can you give us a little insight? Like, is it like a fucking?
I may give you insight on the Patreon.
Okay.
Okay. It is good. It is a fucking great sketch. It's a great sketch. It's a great fucking
sketch. Boy can't turn it off. He can't turn it off, yo. He's like, that could be a good sketch.
I don't think that this is all characters that we're doing.
No. So the other part is,
I have one real quick question.
This is a big, what?
So your company furloughed you. Are they, because like they can't just let go of you and like they know what everything you're doing. Do they still fucking have the nerve to like call you and ask you questions?
No, I've not heard from them at all.
Oh, so you were useless. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Hell yes, dude. So listen to this. So this is big news. This is like nothing I've ever. This is a game changer right here.
It's a medicine.
So like I as you know, I've been like putting out a lot of different stuff.
Yeah.
Mares and I have been putting out sketches. I've got tons of grading animal stuff. So when I did the banyan tree, 8:00 in the morning, my dad calls me the next day.
You did a what entry?
The banyan tree.
The tree. You should check out this website I do. It's called Grading Animals.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. So anyway, my dad calls me first thing in the morning, 8:00. So I put that out Sunday night. He called me 8:00 in the morning.
Jonathan, I have never loved you. I love the band.
Wild. He's like, he's fucking starts like talking manically, mile a minute about like all the things I should do, this and that. Like I should try to get it sell, like all this stuff. Now, mind you, like, so I had to like slow him down. I'm like, but like, this is all like encouragement. This is like all like extreme encouragement.
Good to hear from you, Dad.
Got to the bottom of it, and I'm like, the bottom line was like, my dad's like, this is the best thing you've ever done, and I completely believe in what you could do. I completely think that you have what it takes to fucking be whatever it is in the thing that you're making. It's awesome. And I was like, I've like for the last 20 years, like because what happened was he was encouraging me so much. I was like, dude, what the fuck do you know about this? Like, this is what I do. I've been working on this shit for a long time. Like, don't come and tell me what the fuck to do because I know what I'm doing. I've been fucking navigating it.
I know.
Wait, that was your reaction to what to his positivity or before?
Yeah, before and then
this is him hearing this, like what his dad is saying in his manic state, and like interpreting for a second, like, what the fuck are you doing right now? I've been doing this, bro.
Not to mention, I'm used to like having to defend what I do to my dad. I'm used to having to be like, yeah, it cost me this much to make that thing, but I needed to make it. Or like, I'm going on tour, or I'm not whatever it was that like took away from what my real life should have been, that I'm pursuing the thing. So like, I had to like reset and be like, that's how you, and the thing is that like, I have not changed what I've done. I've gotten better at what I do, but I have not changed what I do. And the weird thing about it was, it's like the way my dad saw it was like, as if all of a sudden, like 2 episodes ago, I flipped a switch and been like, oh, now you're going to start doing good content? Like, you know what I mean? Meanwhile, it's like, I mean, my dad's whatever, but like, it's not like,
it's a double-edged sword for you because he's all of a sudden he's acknowledging you and telling you how wonderful you are, and you're like, well, this is the same shit I've been doing all these years that you've been shitting on.
And also, it's like no matter of the like positivity, the positivity comes from a good nature, but like also, like anybody who admires your comedy in your life,
right?
Don't tell me what to do.
Right.
I appreciate what you're saying, but I have to find this for myself in such a personal way that like, listen, give me a lead, I'll chase it down. But like, don't tell me to, it's like, oh, you should do your joke.
The guy that wrote that shit about mayors on your,
Oh, let's get to that. Let's get to that because that's the next.
I want to finish this.
That's actually great. No, so basically like, yeah, so that was a development that was like, kind of like, wow, okay, this is a new thing that I'm not used to. And I'm like, how much does the pandemic affect this? Is this like,
my question is, how much does this affect you? What does this mean to you? What does it mean to you in terms of your passion, your drive? I mean, I honestly, like,
I think Kevin sensed it immediately. I want to quit the Gigolos.
I think I kind of, it was actually me who said that, but I just use Kevin as a without giving any. And my question is, I feel like you kind of been, of course you have your own personal reasons and your own ego that feeds it, but part of it's been the acknowledgement of your father to rationalize why you're this artist, why you're this clown, why you're this comedian, and all of a sudden you've got it. Why not just kill yourself at this point?
I mean, listen, I was trying to get myself into a situation like that at the beach today.
That's what I'm thinking. I think you've gotten that must be hard. Like, you've accomplished everything you've ever wanted.
No, it doesn't, because like even the conversation that we were having was a contentious. Me and my dad were having a contentious conversation about me making a censored-ish episode and an uncensored episode. And I was like, and I was like, I'm not gonna. Like, I put in enough work to do it now. Like, I'm not going to make a censored version just to take out the word fucking shit a couple times. Like, and he's like, but what about kids? And I'm like, kids have been listening to hip hop for 40 years. There's curses in that music. Like, you're so out of touch that you don't understand that I'm speaking the language of kids.
Okay,
like, you don't understand that. Like, I don't want to sell this to fucking district. What district is going to buy this? Like, this either goes to like a Patreon style fucking enterprise that I make, or a very, very cool distribution thing that helps pay for it. that
Your father was thinking you're going to become this instrument, this scholarly instrument in like public school.
No, no.
What his dad is sensing though is correct. That you can sell this to, because people are thirst for content.
Yeah, no.
And nothing's been recorded since February, right? So people are like, "What the fuck are we gonna do? We have all these streamings,
and they all suck. They
all stink. Like, listen, J-Caps, you know what you should do? No, let me stop. Fucking, like, people are doing shows about getting bit now by like fucking crazy insects and animals that can poison.
Oh yeah.
That's considered content now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
John, I looked into. I think it's the new content website is a Quibo. It's an app where it's like they have like 5-minute episodes or something like that.
I have not. Yeah, I mean, I heard that that's really like going down the tubes because it's all celebrities.
Yeah.
And like they fundamentally don't get. It's like, why make a thing that you're not going to let be shareable, and you can only be on the app to see it, and you got to pay $10 for the app, and nobody who's on the app can be like, share it with my friends, be like, this was hilarious.
Right.
That's the opposite of YouTube. You know what I mean? Like where you're like, oh, I liked it. Let me give it to somebody.
Yeah.
Anyway, but like the thing about it is like, at the end of the day, my dad was coming at me with love. And despite the fact that like, listen, what I took from it is like, my dad thinks I can sell this shit. My dad thinks that I'm doing good shit. That puts some pressure on me to be like, oh, because the minute after I was like, fuck, how come I haven't sold this shit? Like, it's been good this whole time. How come I haven't sold this shit? Like,
now, John, your dad's right, but he's also wrong. Because you're right in terms of like making this a Patreon thing. Because it's your baby. And I know, if I know anything about Mr. Caps, is Mr. Caps don't like nobody touching his shit.
What are you saying, Kevin? That he should make it a Patreon?
Well,
it's definitely got to be a Patreon thing.
Yeah, so they can control the content, of course.
I just want to show you guys. I just want to show you guys something.
Oh, yeah. Because listen, I'm looking at, this is a podcast called You Know What, Dude? It's with Bobby Kelly, all the comics that we like, you know? And he gets like 3,000. I see it. He's like, well, from what I see on YouTube, his numbers are like 3,000 ahead. He has like 3,000 subscribers on his Patreon.
It's coming, boys. It's coming. By the way, this is the thing that I'm going to replace both of you with.
Oh, that's like pre-recorded stuff?
No. That thing is going to allow me to use my good camera as a webcam.
Okay.
And I'm going to be able to like use this as my like studio. So basically like I can put in any HDMI thing. So like this can be the camera, and then this button can be like my computer with something on the computer. And then this button can be like another computer. So I can like switch, or another camera. Like if I had a camera like on just my hands and I was like showing off some thing, like a book or like a fucking toy or something like that. Or like a product. So like you can do a live TV studio in your own spot. So no, but like that's like I'm going to do a Patreon with I have to. I'm like, the only reason I've held back of doing a Patreon with Grading Animals is because I don't feel like I have enough people yet, and I don't feel like I have enough real fucking ride or die fans.
Well,
I'll
tell you what, Kush. Tell you what.
What?
Okay? I was just telling him, You Know What, Dude? With Bobby Kelly, there's a podcast. I see they have numbers. They're not that much higher than fucking Grading Animals.
Really?
Yeah, and they got their own Patreon. You just gotta fucking really kill it with your people. The way you get Ravage fans is to fucking keep giving them shit like you've been doing.
Yo, but all right, let's talk about the second thing, because that shit, the shit that happened in the comment sections of Grading Animals the last 2 episodes have fucking warped my brain. I have not been, I was not prepared for that. Josh, you know what I'm talking about, but Kevin, do you know what happened?
I do know what happened.
Yo, I mean, guys, you guys, what do you think? What do you think about that? And
well,
I'll just preface.
I said, well, now John is never gonna make an episode with us now.
That's the first thing you said. Yeah.
Yo,
I don't need you guys. You stink. I'm the best part of this.
No, yo. So what happened? If anybody doesn't know, on Grading Animals on the Redwood Tree episode, my fans fucking
Eviscerated.
Tore Mares apart YouTube comment style. Like,
John, I saw it, like, and I forgot what, Kevin and I are sleeping in all types of retarded schedules, and I forgot what it was, but whatever it was, he was sleeping, and I was, like, tempted to be like, holy shit, Kevin, you got to get up and see what this fucking person wrote. And I think it was, like, before there were multiple. It was, like, the first one. I was like, this is fucked up. And I think it was before you commented back. I was like, I know how John's going to handle this. I was like, I knew what you were going to say, and then you did. You handled it really well. But that's got to be difficult to deal. I felt bad for fucking Mares.
Hey, John.
Back in when I showed Kevin, and then there was like 3 more.
And like 10 likes on one. It was just too much. It was just too much. Kevin,
that's the best thing that's happened to your show.
Really?
Yeah.
Because if you got motherfuckers willing to hate openly, openly hate,
that means
that's when you got fans, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I had a kid send me messages, video messages. This kid had to be like 15 years old. This kid.
What did he say?
Wearing sunglasses and a mask in a skate park. And he's like not even looking at his phone. He's like, listen, man, I get it. Like, you got to do all these partnerships. Like, I understand you got to make the money, but like, you got to stop doing collabs with these unfunny people, but like, I get it, dude.
Wait, what other people is he talking about?
This is this kid's interpretation of like this is him
talking about us, Josh. We don't do anything with John Kaplan outside of this podcast.
No, but John brought this up for a reason, to point out.
No. What I interpreted the kid said was that he thought that I just collabed with Mares. Like, I'm like,
money.
Yeah, and that because the Redwood Tree episode was a sponsored episode from Double Cobra Milling. So like the kid must have seen like the sponsorship, and like he's like, oh, he's collaborating, he's diluting his brand to like do a thing with these companies or something. When it's like it's not, it's like, I know Mares. I like asked, like, she wanted to do like a feature on it, and like Double Cobra Milling, he sponsored in a video before. Like, he does work with trees. I'm like, I'm going to be doing these tree episodes anyway. Like, we'll fucking do a combination. But the kid was like, so I texted him back. I'm like, thanks for sending me this instead of making a nasty comment. And the kid writes back, and he's like looking through his mask. And he's like, I got your back, dude.
Yeah, dude, it's time to capitalize. You should definitely.
But that's a great sign, buddy. Open hate is the best, but I would say don't respond to the messages.
Yeah. Well, that happened to me on the next episode of the Banyan Tree, so the Banyan Tree like episode I'm proud of. I really like thought it was like a great episode. I'm like happy of like the writing. Like I feel like I made a fucking, it's like I'm evolving my own game in it by doing these weirdo episodes, right? So like some kid comments like, you should have said India and Asia instead of just like Asia, because like the trees range is in Asia. And I just, on my map, I made like, I like painted red on India all through the Indonesia. Like, I'm like, it's in Asia, like, right?
Yeah.
The
it's
kid
flippant,
like,
but that's your whole thing, is being flippant about things.
Yeah. But also like Asia, like I'm just trying to get past that part to get to the actual episode. Like, I'm not trying to dwell on the fucking map.
Fundamental to the story. Go ahead.
So I like I'm like, yo, Google what continent India is in. I'm like, if you Google it, it says Asia. So he writes this fucking long, like the politics, like, well, Myanmar and Burma, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, I should have put that long political nonsense at the top of my episode. You're right. And like,
hold on, I'm going to edit this into the episode in the future.
So like he wouldn't back down. And I was like,
fight me.
That's how you end that. You just like the comment.
I did not handle it that way, but this is I'm changing my whole approach after this. It's like, I recorded like 3 messages to him, video messages,
right.
A direct message being like, look, you don't have to
video
like
messages. That's fucking.
I'm like, listen, I'm sorry if you got offended, but if you don't get what I do, like, maybe this is not the right show for you to watch, because
offensive.
Like, I didn't say this, but like, oh, it's amazing that he didn't say about how I say in the episode that Buddha got choked out, and I talk about Adam and Eve's big hairy fucking pussies.
Well, he doesn't care about religion. That's
right.
Why.
But like, because of your, like, I'm like, just like anyway, the kid never even opened the messages.
Really?
Yeah. How great would it have been if you sent another one of me, Josh, and you were like, you fucking pussy, you fucking no name, nobody, fucking only feel validation through fucking comments. By the way you handle this is you after, like, you, let's say sometimes once in a blue moon, you're gonna want to like write some shit, and that's okay. And then when you're done, like, and let your fans eviscerate them. Eventually, that's gonna happen. That's the next step of having an awesome show. First step, haters, right? Oh, first step, your people liking it and sharing it. Getting fans is the second, and then the third is getting the haters to write. And then when you really made it, when you know you got a good fan base, when people are like, "Fuck you, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, stupid." Go back to episode 1.
Right.
Are we on episode 2 now?
No, we have been doing the episode for long, but we could end it and then we could start up again.
Okay.
Yo, I did this recently, John. I defended. I only told Josh this. I don't think I've shared this. I'm not sure with you guys, but like Andrew Schultz popped up on my Facebook feed.
Oh yeah, you told me this.
And it was a good bit. Him doing some instead of doing when he's talking to the crowd, doing his crowd work shit.
Yeah.
And some lady wrote something, and she goes, "This guy has like 4th grade humor. Like, does he ever do material? Like, does he not have prepared material? Didn't people pay for that?" And I'm like, I saw that and I was like, I know he doesn't need defending, but I couldn't help myself. I go to her page real quick because I want to see who would write this. Is this a fellow comic? Who is this person? I go to her page.
Yeah.
She has no pictures of herself.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's interesting. You write this from a person who doesn't exist. Right?
Instagram, John, with just nothing. It was just
nothing.
created just to fucking comment on people's lives.
Yeah.
Kevin told
so she writes a fucking dissertation. And I wrote back, didn't even read what you wrote, but you know why I didn't read what you wrote? Because you're not real. You don't have a single picture because you don't exist. Right?
Listen, telling people they don't exist is one of my favorite things. It's the greatest idea of all time.
That's a fucking mind fuck.
I mean, because I wanted her to really think about this. You don't have, no one can talk shit about you because your shit is so vague. You're nobody in this universe. No one cares about you, as far as I know from this profile. Right? And even if you are somebody worth knowing, you're a pussy. You're a pussy because you made a fucking ghost account, you bitch-made motherfucker. Fuck all these hoes is what I'm saying.
You know, I don't know.
Let her know.
I like that.
I don't know if Schultz is up to adopt anyone, but I think you put a good. So in this episode, John's father told him that he loves him for the first time. And Kevin's father died.
Passed away. Yeah. And you yourself are a father.
And I haven't seen my son in a month and a half. So yeah.
Right.
Poor kid.
That's rough.
Kind of tough. Yeah, it's kind of difficult. Well, let's talk about sad things that happened to you guys.
How about we do that on the next episode? Because we really we've done it, guys. Kevin,
yo, good night and pull out.
And thanks for pulling out with us over the last 2 years.
Yeah, man, we love you.
We love you, motherfuckers, man. Thank you for not bringing another one of you idiot kids into this world.
And get more people to listen to our show and subscribe before Jonathan leaves me and Kevin.
Come on, dude.
A very real possibility. All right, guys. Good night.